A lot of DJs want to become a full-time DJ, but they fail to ask a simple question. How are they actually going to get consistently booked? Because becoming a full-time DJ isn't about playing the best music or good music. It's about visibility. It's about being constantly booked. It's about being easy to work with and professional enough for people to recommend you. I've DJed for thousands of people, performed along artists like Rema, Ruger, Ladipo, traveled across countries and cities for events, and helped create unforgettable moments at weddings, festivals, corporate events, private events, and nightlife events. My name is DJ Kenz, and I've been a full-time DJ since 2018. And on this channel, I'm going to show you the ins and outs on how to build a successful career as a DJ. So in this video in particularly, I'm going to show you how to become a full-time DJ by learning and building up your skills, by being easy to work with, by learning how to get booked, and by learning when you're ready. Welcome to the journey. You're in good hands with DJ Kenz. So in 2026, there are a lot of routes, a lot of ways for you to actually become a full-time DJ. I'm going to show you how to become a full-time DJ in just 9 steps. Step number 1, if you're thinking about becoming a full-time DJ, you first need to get yourself a mentor. Your mentor is basically somebody who's been in the game for about 5+ years, because that means that they've done a lot of things during their DJ career, especially if they've been 5 years. They've thrown their own events, they've done weddings, they've done nightclubs, they've traveled, they're in the music business, or they've done music production. You want somebody who has done how you want to shape your DJ career to be. As long as they check these criteria off, as you know, they have gotten multiple nightlife bookings, they've had multiple promoters hitting them up, you've seen them on the DJ line, you've seen them done weddings. You just honestly see them do a lot of different types of DJ events. That's somebody who's, you know, very good. Now, a lot of DJs aren't very technical, and that is kind of an issue where they don't know how to troubleshoot or DJ hardware and stuff like that. So you do have to be wary of that. But you want a mentor who has some skin in the game and who's very knowledgeable when it comes to how to navigate the DJ journey. So step number 2 is quite obvious. You want to learn how to DJ. So you want to learn and fill yourself with that knowledge of music. You want to learn and build up the skills. You want to learn how to read a room. You want to learn the ins and outs of the hardware that you're going to use and the software that you're going to use as a DJ. So how I built how I started off as a DJ, I went on YouTube University. That's what every entrepreneur, I wouldn't say every entrepreneur, but that's what most entrepreneurs start with, right? And the person who I learned from is DJ Carlo. I'll actually add his YouTube channel in the description box below. Now, for me personally, I don't have a video as to how I teach you and break down the basic skills and the foundations of how to DJ, but once that video comes out, it's gonna be right here. For now, right, I'll put in the description box below DJ Carlo, that's who I learned from, but what you can do is you can also just go to YouTube and type in how to DJ. And there are a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of people who are on YouTube who teach you the fundamentals and who teach you the basic skills of how to DJ. Now, learning how to read the room, learning how to do crowd control, learning how to do the mic work and everything like that. Now that honestly comes from experience. Once you step outside, once you go and do more gigs, once you go to more parties, once you are, you know, hanging out with other DJ friends, you start to pick up skills that you want to use for yourself and your own craft, and kind of work with yourself to teach yourself how to DJ and everything like that. After you learn the basic skills, the fundamental skills, you know, you've done a couple of mixes in your bedroom, you sent it out to your DJ buddies just to your DJ buddies and your friends just to hear your mixes out and stuff like that. And, you know, once you've gotten, you know, some good feedbacks, especially if you go on TikTok and make your mixes and stuff like that. And, you know, you start to see that, hey, people are actually like messing with your mixes and stuff like that. Now you move on to phase 3, how to actually get booked, right? So now there are many ways for you as a DJ to get booked. The best way that you can get booked is through your mentor. Your mentor would be playing in, depending on, you know, what type of DJ they are, which we're going to get into later, they'll put you into places where you can actually test out your craft, right? Let's say, for example, your mentor does a lot of weddings and they've heard you play. They deemed you ready for outside. What a mentor would do is, there are certain times within the event, like a wedding, where you can actually like play in place of your mentor just for a quick 20 to 30 minutes where, you know, the crowd wouldn't really recognize. And because they've mentored you, you know exactly how to perform in front of that crowd, right? So now if your mentor sees that, you know, you got like, you know, people's head bopping and everything like that, mind you, like your mentor can determine when you play. So when people are eating, you can play during around that time. Now, if the mentor got like, let's say like during the dance portion of the wedding, everybody's lit, maybe like an hour in, the mentor could look at you and be like, what, yo, hop on for like, you know, a quick 15 minutes or even a quick 10 minutes. You'll be able to see like what works with the crowd and what doesn't work with the crowd. For nightclub gigs, depending on the time slot of your mentor, he can say like, as he's playing, and let's say if he has an hour set, he can say like, yo, like hop on for like 15 minutes. And from there, when you hop on, you know what works and what does not work with the crowd, what mixes work, what mixes or transitions do not work with the crowd. So that's number one, the best way for you to get booked is through your mentor, right? Number two, if you don't have a mentor, the best way you can get booked is by going to your local restaurants or your local bar or your local lounges, going up to them and saying, hey, look, you know, I just started out DJing and I would like to DJ for your lounge. Do you have any openings? Now, depending on if they have any availabilities open, they'll give you a time slot. And most of the times you'll be opening up with a low pay, right? For private gigs, most of the times you start off either A, if your mentor refers somebody to you, or B, from your friends or your family. So once you announce that, hey, like, you know, I've started to DJ and I'm taking any available bookings. Once you announce that, your friends and families are your best bet getting your foot into the door. That's your best bet. And then from there on, after every single gig, you just build relationships with your clients and with your customers and with the people who you play with. And if you're good, people will come up to you by the DJ booth. Hey, you play good music. I would like to get your contact information and I might book you in the future. Now, how I started was back in 2018. My friend actually did have a spot that he was promoting, like a hookah lounge that he was promoting every week. And I told him, and I knew my friends, we've been friends since college. So while we were in college, he was DJing. So after college, after I graduated, that's when I actually started to pick up DJing seriously. I expressed to him saying that, hey, I want to actually start DJing and stuff like that. So he said, hey, look, I have this hookah lounge that I normally promote. You come to this hookah spot and then I'll let you DJ, you know? And, you know, the sad part about this is that the hookah spot was an hour and a half away from my house. So, you know, like I wanted to learn how to DJ, and everybody has their own beginnings, but this was my beginning. So every weekend I would drive an hour and a half just to go to this hookah spot that they didn't really pay too well, but my focus was not on pay. It was more so on experience. And that's what your mentality has to be. It has to be on experience because people need to know who you are first. And that's like your humble beginning. So that's kind of how I started my journey, you know. Step 4 is to know what type of DJ you want to be, right? So now there are different types of DJs. There are nightclub DJs, festival DJs, wedding DJs, corporate DJs, private event DJs that only handle birthday parties, graduations, charity events. And then there are competition DJs, so DJs who compete for money and compete by showcasing their skills. You can also DJ live stream, but I mean, I guess that's a category, live stream DJ, but you know, you could add that as a category. And then there are also festival DJs as well too. The best part about all of this is that you don't have to just stick to one type of DJing. You could be a festival DJ, a nightclub DJ, and a wedding DJ as well too. You can just stick to only weddings and be the best person the well-known DJ that does weddings. You could be the well-known DJ that does festivals and nightclubs. You can be the well-known DJ that does private events. You can also be a well-known DJ that does battle DJing and nightclub. You can mix it up. What you have to adhere to is to your own personality type. So once you are experienced with these different types of DJing, now you have to ask yourself, which of these align with me and my brand that I'm trying to build as a DJ. So once you figure that out, you hone into that. So now you got a little experience, you outside, and now you want to tidy things up and you figured out what type of events and what type of DJ you want to be. Now, step 5, you want to now start to build a system for yourself, meaning you want to now start including invoices, contract, inquiry forms, a system where like it's easy for people to book you. And also when people book you and the process it takes to book you, it appears more professional so that you gain trust and people now know not to play with you. Now, when somebody books you, right, they come onto like, let's say your Instagram, right? The first thing that they see is an inquiry form. So some people use Google Form. I use a website called Bazaar that makes your profile look clean, neat, and it has increased my bookings by tenfold. And I'll, put the link down below as well too, right? So you could use a platform, I use Bazaar, to build out an inquiry form. So that inquiry form is gonna have information for clients to fill out. So now this inquiry form is gonna act as a qualifier, right? For you to even see if you wanna accept this booking or not. So now let's say, for instance, right, this booking is, 3 hours away and, the gig is like it's like a 5-hour gig and it's 3 hours away, right? And let's say you don't have a car. So if the booking is 3 hours away, you have to figure out how you're gonna get there. And if you don't have a car to get there, then more than likely you can reject that booking so that you don't waste that person's time, right? And you don't have to ask no type of questions. They already filled out that form for you, right? Well, now let's say like, the booking's an hour away. It's a 5-hour event and they want to hear Afro beats and they want to hear hip hop. So now you know that, okay, these things check off my box. I know that the type of music that I like, they like as well too. So that means that I'm going to be more inclined to accept that booking. So now we're going to have a call, or you can either text your clients to see what further information that they have so that you can see if you guys are right for each other. Another thing that you would want to add to your system or to your process is packages, right? So now, depending on the type of event you have, you can build different types of packages. So nightclubs events are different from private booking events, right? So most nightclub events, all you just have to do is just bring your laptop or your USB and that's it. Perform for an hour or two and that's it. You call it a day. Now, when it comes to your private events, guess what? You're bringing speakers, you're bringing your controller, you're bringing your laptop, you're bringing sometimes your facade. So you're bringing a whole setup that requires more planning and that requires more time for you to attend to the client. So therefore, you're going to charge more for that. So you as a DJ, you have to separate those two and you have to create a package for your nightclub gigs, right? Which is kind of easy. And then you have to create a package for your private event gigs. And now with your private event gigs, you have to go in further, right? If it's a graduation or a birthday party, they don't require you to do too much. Now, if it's a wedding, it's a little bit different because of the preparation that it takes for weddings. DJs charge more for weddings because there's a lot of preparations that go into weddings. Straight from the timeline, you have to have multiple consultation calls. Some DJs like myself have a backup system for our equipment, for our speakers, for our laptop, just in case something were to happen with any of our equipment. We have a quick fix and a quick solution so that it does not disrupt their perfect day. When it comes to weddings, I arrive extremely early. I arrive 2 to 3 hours before the wedding because you want to give yourself enough time when after you set up, everything is on its P's and Q's. There's nothing that's wrong. There's nothing that will go wrong. And if there's something that does go wrong, you have enough time to figure out a solution. So within your system, you also have to add in contracts and invoice. Contracts is what protects you. It's an agreement between you and your clients. Invoices are agreed prices that you and your client agreed with. So there isn't no, oh, I thought that you were 1,000 when you were actually 1,500. You sent it to the client. They saw the contract and they saw the invoice. They sign it. So that means that they agreed to it. And there's no mishaps or there's no misunderstanding. The last system that every DJ needs to add is deposits. If you are accepting a gig, you need to collect a non-refundable deposit or non-refundable retainer. That deposit is used to lock in the date that your client wants you to perform at. So that really means you are not accepting any other gigs because you agreed that, hey, okay, you have an event next Saturday. If you want to book me, here's my deposit so that I do not accept any other gigs that's coming my way. That's kind of like a promise that you're going to be there, basically. So step 6. So now once you figured out your process and your system for yourself, now you have to keep track of the money that's going in and the money that's going out of your business. Now you've created a whole business. So you can use an Excel sheet to keep track of all your expenses. I use QuickBooks. I'm kind of in a unique situation because I graduated with an accounting degree. So I'm good with numbers. In layman's term, right, you need to keep track of your finances and you need to set up certain accounts, right? So number one, what you need to set up is a retirement fund, right? So just as how companies have their 401k, you need to set up your Roth IRA account or your 401k account as well too, either or. I say Roth IRA, right? You can check out Fidelity, Charles Schwab's, or Vanguard, right? Those three to set up your retirement account, right? Number 2, the other account you need to set up is, of course, your business checking account. You need to separate your personal account from your business account. Once you set this up as a business, you got to separate. You cannot commingle those funds. Well, you can technically, but you want to protect yourself. And then the third account that you want to set up is your high yield savings account. So you want to actually open up a savings account. You can go with any type of savings account that's out right now. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take my advice, but just search up a high yield savings account. Whichever one offers the highest percentage, you go with them. So now step 7, this is very important. So now step 7, content. So now, once you've done a lot of gigs, once you've done the ugly side of DJing, now we get to the fun side or the tiring side, which is content. So now in 2026, in order for your business to survive, you have to create content. That's without a doubt. I personally, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Look, listen, if I was not a DJ, I would not be creating no type of content at all. I'll be honest. Like, I wouldn't be using like Instagram like that. But because in order for your business to be visible, you have to be out there. For people to have more trust into your brand and your business, they have to see the type of content that you create, right? For your business, which aka DJing. If you DJ, people want to see your skills. People want to see that you know how to turn up a crowd. People want to see like your client reviews. People want to see like what you do behind the scenes. People want to see all of that. So you have to create content. That's like an automatic. So now step number 8, turning your gigs into opportunities. Whenever you're out there performing, your mindset should be, every single time I'm out there DJing, I want the audience who I'm DJing for to pick me as the next DJ for their next event. Yes, that should always be your mindset. But yeah, another mindset for you to have is for people to have a good time. But number 1, you want to get booked for the next event. And the people who are going to book you are literally, most of the times, the people who are in the audience that you're performing for. And to turn your gigs into opportunities is mixed with the content that you create. So whenever you create content and you post those content, whoever follows you is going to be able to see that, hey, look, like, oh, DJ Kenz was able to turn X, Y, and Z up. Oh, I want DJ Kenz for my next party. How do I book DJ Kenz? Boom. Once they go on your Instagram page, guess what? Because you followed the steps through, they're able to see your inquiry form. So now they go into your inquiry form and they try to book you. And then once they book you, guess what? You set up your prices. So now they know, okay, to get DJ Kenz for an hour is like $1,500. All right, cool. I want him for my party. He's lit. Let's get him. And then boom, you're booked. And then after you're booked, guess what? You create content for that. And guess what? That cycle repeats. That's how you get consistently booked. All right. Step number 9. This is if you want. This is optional. If it's a lot for you to manage your bookings, you can actually get a booking agent for yourself so that, you know, all they have to do is to send you bookings and then you just appear. You don't have to do the marketing. You don't have to, you know, I mean, you do have to, like, you know, still create content. You're still doing everything, but you're just not managing your own bookings. You're not responding to, you know, your emails. You have them handle all of that for you. So in short, you can opt in to get a manager for yourself, right? And this person's job would be to manage all your incoming bookings and communicate which bookings that position you in the right way or which bookings that is good for your brand or not. So becoming a full-time DJ isn't about wanting the lifestyle. It's all about becoming the type of DJ who is trusted, who handles business correctly, and who people recommend. You have to go out there, build your skills, build the proof, build the relationships, build your system, and build your freedom. What do I always say? You're in good hands with DJ Kenz. Peace.